quintessential summertime here in Lancaster County. The long, full days of summer are upon us. We're having such a blessed and beautiful season, chock full of fun, adventure, and even some struggle as you navigate a kitchen renovation while living at home. One thing's for sure, the outdoors is where it's at. Away from the construction dust and pounding of hammers, our world is in full bloom, just waiting for us to explore, enjoy, and discover it. Come with us as I share with you bits of my life while our home is in pieces. These make me entirely way too happy. It's ridiculous. The little mini loaf pans have just bringing me lots of joy. Wow, that was a cold open. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Megan Fox, and we're gonna live a little bit of life together this week. I love to share what I'm up to when it comes to homemaking and just regular mom life, but we always try to celebrate the happy moments and the good ideas, and you know, I like to share some of the flops as well, because the world will be just a much better place if we don't all have to make the same mistakes every time. So anyway, I'm glad you're here. Welcome back if you're a regular. Please subscribe if you have not. We're getting ready to go to a pond party this evening, which I'm really excited about. That lighting is crazy. There we go. By the way, if you're not caught up with the vlogs, our kitchen is completely torn apart. I'm out on my sun porch right now, which is my little makeshift kitchen, but I've been having a lot of fun cooking out here in the afternoons and evenings especially. We had ball tournaments this weekend. It's just been a crazy busy summer, and tonight at our pool party, I was the last one to sign up because it's like this catch-22. You know, you want to be off your phone, you want to like not be attached to it and everything, but if you live that way, one, your husband gets annoyed because he can't get a hold of you, and two, you might be the last one to chime in on what to bring, and then you're stuck with the baking. But I don't mind, I love baking. We did chocolate cupcakes with peanut butter icing. This is the Hope's Table recipe. I've never made it before, and it's delicious, especially since I used unrefined coconut oil, so it has a hint of coconut flavor to it. Love that. And then we also topped the other half with just white icing, and then my daughter put some sprinkles on top, but the mini lemon loaves are just darling, and I'm very excited to take those along, especially with the blueberry. They're just so, brace yourself, moist. They're so good. And we just use little mint and basil leaves as garnish along with the blueberries. So yeah, good stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna take you guys along on my week, and at the end of the week, nothing much has changed since the last video, but by the end of the week, a lot will have changed in my kitchen. So I'll have to give you guys a little update at the end of the video. So stick around for that for sure. So I know I just spent a lot of time making those blueberry loaves. It was so fun, but I truly am doing whatever I can to streamline the processes in the kitchen. I just do not have a lot of time to prep supper. It's just not going well with this kitchen reno and stuff. So I've been taking every shortcut I can. You guys saw how the other week I got some ready-made stuff at Sam's Club. That's not a great solution long-term, especially for the health of our family. And so I've also started my Green Chef subscription back up again. I love Green Chef. We used them so much in the past, and they're just so nice when you want something healthy, mostly prepped. Everything comes packaged, and a lot of the things are even diced up. Today I want to make, well, let me show you my options first. So I could have made the teriyaki burgers with kimchi. That is amazing. I love that Asian flair. Also, our family is really big on quesadillas, so I thought that would be just like a quick, easy, and yummy option. But what I'm gonna make today is this one pot creamy chicken and mushroom soup. As you can see on the back here, there's all the directions. Everything comes step by step. You don't need anything else besides maybe some olive oil or butter for your pan, and salt and pepper. Everything else is included right in your kit. Most everything is pre-portioned. Some of it's already chopped for you. And I know right now I'm focusing on telling you about the convenience of it all, but it's also just really fun to assemble and make together. I sometimes will cook with my kids and it just makes everything super easy. And I don't have to think about the grocery shopping. I can literally pull my meat and my bag of veggies and other ingredients right out of the fridge and get to cooking. It just really takes some of that mental clutter away from me, and I've been loving Green Chefs. When I step outside and see that my Green Chef box has arrived, I'm always so happy. It's so nice to just stock my fridge with my bags and my meat, and then I can pull it out whenever I need a quick meal. My kids love Green Chef, and my husband does too. And I know most of you have your kitchen. You're not ripping it out and living like we are at the moment, but with this back to school season coming up, Green Chef would be a great option for you to have in your arsenal, because there really is no sacrifice. When you choose Green Chef, everything tastes so good. They have quick, easy, and organic options. And right now you can try Green Chef out at a discount. Head to greenchef.com or click the link below and use code 50MeganFox to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first Green Chef box, plus 20% off for 2 months. That's code 50MeganFox at greenchef.com to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first Green Chef box, plus 20% off for 2 months. Again, code 50MeganFox at greenchef.com. So either use the QR code on the screen here or click on the link below and browse their options on their website. You really can't go wrong, especially since all of their meals are so creative but familiar at the same time. Okay, let's try this. I love mushrooms, so I have high expectations. That really came together so nicely. I was so glad that the carrots were chopped and the meat was pretty much prepped. I think it's the cream cheese maybe in it, that combination, plus those seasonings. I didn't have to pull out all my seasonings way up there. So handy. Wow, that is so good, and a soup that I've never made before. So if you sign up for Green Chef, I would definitely recommend this soup. Any of their burgers are always an absolute favorite, and just look for things with vegetables that you don't normally prepare yourself, because all of their veggies they just are so creative with. Love that. So again, let me find that code for you. It is 50MeganFox in all caps, and that's gonna get you 50% off plus free shipping on your first Green Chef box, and then the next 2 months you'll get 20% off of those boxes as well. Okay, I'm gonna finish this soup up and let's get back to the next meal. My slimy pull hair. We went to the farm this morning to pull weeds for my mom. My sister was picking green beans, so we got to kind of chat together at the same time. It was not my turn to pick green beans, but we kind of all take turns picking them, and my mom grows them for us, so that's a really nice gig. But I had to make plans and like have a very organized and coordinated day because the drywallers were here. If you guys do not know, you have missed a lot. Check out my last couple videos. With this kitchen remodel, today was like the dirty day.
All the screws.
So that's all that's keeping it from falling on our heads.
Well, that screws. Get screwed.
Yeah, first. It's not wallpaper after all.
Is it? No, that's over 48.
Yes.
It should be. If not, it's like right there.
Look, Noah, don't you want to see what he's doing? He cranked it up on like a little elevator lift thing. Now they're sticking it to the ceiling. Basically, they were hanging drywall, and now they're sanding it and finishing it. And Josh is like, please just get the kids out of the house, go do something. So I decided, instead of having a holiday style Monday, that just didn't seem quite right. I love a good holiday vibe day, but not really on a Monday. Like a Monday feels like it needs to be productive. So I started laundry this morning. We went over to the farm, did a bunch of stuff there. I took the kids swimming. And now I'm going to drop off this bin of things that I decluttered when I was decluttering my kitchen and packing everything up. Dropping that off. It's like an MCC one, and then I'm gonna see what they have. I'm so excited. I've been watching all these thrifting videos. It's like a whole genre here on YouTube. So fun. Kristen Hoffman, I love her. Yeah, I'm just feeling inspired. I have a list of things I'm looking for. Maybe towards the end of this video, I'll have to give you some like dream board ideas of what I want my kitchen to look like, the finishes and all of that, because I'm very excited about it now, and I hope I'm still at least somewhat like it 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Oh dear, don't think that far, Megan. Anyway, the kids are with my mom at the moment, so I'm gonna go quickly do these errands and stop at the produce stand. And yeah, if I have any luck thrifting, I will definitely share. Look, this is a music box. So Lancaster County has a lot of different options when it comes to thrifting, but I will go to different thrift stores for different things. This thrift store is not about the clothes. You're not going to find many gems there, but I love looking through the housewares, the linens, the books, the toys and things like that here. I usually find something to put in my cart. For some reason, the blue and the white china always jump out to me, and I always have to take a second glance, even if it's not something that will work in my house. I thought this little teapot was cute, but too tiny and cluttery. I figured it wasn't big enough to make an impact on a shelf. And I thought this bowl, on the other hand, was humongous. And I thought I could use this for a lot of different things, but ultimately I did leave it there. This picture frame just feels so 1990s, my childhood. I left it there as well. And there was a lot of different china to look through. I love this subtle kind of whisper of a print on these, but I did not ultimately want the whole entire set. I did not get this because I already have one, but I love these scalloped cheese slicers. More blue and white that caught my eye, but I ultimately left it there. This plate is just beautiful. I believe I took this one home with me. And then this was so nostalgic. This is my mom's china set from her wedding. So of course that caught my eye. More blue and white. Are we sensing a theme here? And yeah, there was a lot of mix and match plates as well that you could look through. So the Reuse It on State and Ephrata is definitely a place to go for china. There was a few glass jars, but none of them looked like they would clean up really nicely, so I didn't take any of those with me. I'd recently thrifted a few of those, so I wasn't necessarily in the mood. I like to look through their wooden utensils as well. This cutting board was pretty, but I was not in love with the stripe. And I feel like there was a Catholic grandma that dropped off a whole bunch of items because throughout the store there were so many different things that had the Last Supper on them. And I'm assuming that's a Catholic thing. I don't know. I'm not opposed to having the Last Supper images in my kitchen, but I just found it amusing that I kept seeing it repeated over and over again in the glassware and the artwork and just different places. Definitely somebody somewhere was really into that theme. Look at this. I even found a mixer. Not as cute as a KitchenAid, but it could work. I always take a big gasp when I turn the corner and see the basket aisle, but when you look a little closer, you often realize that they're not exactly what you're looking for. There's a reason they're at the thrift store. Maybe they're worn and torn or just not the right shape. Maybe they're beautiful but not very useful, so you'd really have to go in with a critical eye when it comes to the basket aisle. I thought this little sewing basket was really cute. And then I found the book section. I went straight to the cookbooks. I am collecting for my future kitchen. I wanted something with a beautiful spine and also something I would use. I don't really have any need for gluten-free baking, but I thought that one was beautiful. And here's another one that I didn't love this jacket on it, and it was too bright blue. I feel like everybody had this picture in their home back in the 80s and 90s. I don't know, my aunt had it in her farmhouse, and it just reminds me of Ivani with the red hair. Little girls sitting in the garden. And then I made my way home again, and by then the sun was shining after downpouring the whole time I was shopping. Oh my goodness, we've been having back-to-back storms all day. So let's just sit out here in the sun porch slash kitchen. My kitchen's now in my sun porch for a little bit, and do a little thrift haul and listen to the thunder. If you hear thunder in the background, no apologies, it's cozy. So I mostly looked through the housewares, but basically the kitchen is the heart of my home and I do decorate it for the different seasons. And so I have like a new strategy for that. So maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later. So in my kitchen, I'm gonna be having a wall that it's just big and blank, which I'm fine with. I might just leave it big and blank, but I also have been considering doing a plate wall. And so I've been collecting plates. We'll see if I can find enough. And I know it's a wild card, but burgundy, I'm leaning into burgundy a little bit more, especially in my kitchen. Not all the time, but just, you'll see, in certain seasons. And I was so tickled when I found these pretty plates by Lena Liu, L-I-U. So look at that, it has the burgundy edges and then a lot of different colors in the middle. That one's called Magic Makers. This one has like the opening tulips, it's Amorous Angels. And this one was my favorite, it's so pretty. Petal Playmates. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So pretty. So pretty. They had like 6 more there, but I just wanted like a few. I don't want tons and tons. And I love how this, I don't know if you can see the vessel here, has that like Delft tile look to it on the plate. It's kind of like meta. It's like china on china. Anyway, I love that blue-white motif. I actually found another piece there. Here's another bowl that has kind of that same look to it. The blue and white, 99 cents. The other pretty plates I just showed you were $1.99. And then look at this one. I just thought this was so unique. Has a little log cabin on there, 99 cents. And it's just a really pretty blue color. It has some depth to it. I may display it, or I may just use it and have my parfait in it in the mornings. It'll just make me happy. We do a lot of mix and match when it comes to our little cereal bowls and parfaits in the morning and things like that. I don't always just grab from my china, but we do use our good china as every day, and then we just cycle it out when it gets broken. I found this for Ivani in the toy section. She loves to paint things, and I'm always looking for things for her to do when her little brothers are napping. She'll have a quiet time, but usually doesn't nap. Also, we were always a one ice cream scoop household, but we've been serving a lot of ice cream lately, making our own ice cream with the Ninja Creamy, and I recently decided I want to collect 4 different ice cream scoops. I only have one, so here's the next one to the list, and I just like the handle. It's like a bone color, and yeah, what was it, 99 cents? Feels sturdy and heavy, and it's a real ice cream scoop rather than me just using the large serving spoons from my silverware collection. Okay, I'm not sure why I got this. It just was like I thought I really like the dusty blue of it. It's too big for a bowl, so maybe for displaying or a plant. I don't know, I couldn't leave it there. By the way, thanks to my sister for doing gel manicure for me. It looked great like 3 days ago, but I think it's time to just call it quits and take it off. Do I eat nuts? Not really. Do I like nuts? Not really. Do my kids like nuts? Absolutely. Have we ever actually cracked our own nuts? No, but I have this childhood memory of cracking walnuts with my cousins, and we ate so many walnuts that day, I got sick. I got so sick, and to this day, I cannot look at a raw walnut and want to eat it. Like, I just can't. But they had, I don't even know what all these pieces are for. I'm guessing they're little like hooks to get nuts out of their shells, but this is exactly the nutcracker we used, you know. So at the thrift store, I was like, why not? We're gonna get it. But now when I go to the farmer's market and I see those big bags of nuts, I will be buying a bag of walnuts and seeing what my kids think, because that was a fun memory. Okay, this I'm kind of regretting. This was a dumb splurge. I think it was the first thing I picked up, and I meant to put it, like, I put things in my cart, and then I'm like, I'll think about it as I'm shopping around. Well, I never took it back out of the cart again. I kind of wish I had. I don't really love the wood. It's a very yellowy wood, and then I guess it's like a cheese plate. I don't know, but I like the tile inside it. It's like that pretty Delft tile look again. I thought it'd be a cute coaster. So I don't know, I have to see if I can pop it out of there, but maybe that was a dumb purchase. At least I didn't splurge on it or anything. It was very cheap. I don't think I'm gonna go to the work of staining it, but if it was stained, I could see me hanging it on my little pot rack thing behind my stove once I get my pretty stove in. I don't know. My judgment was clouded, I guess. And then last of all, I've been having so much fun looking up different cookbooks, and I want to have a stack, I want a style with cookbooks in my kitchen. I'm gonna have open shelving at the end of my island, and I would just love to have like my mixing bowl and some, you know, maybe a plant, I don't know, depending on the lighting, and some cookbooks that have pretty spines. So I was looking, and does this cookbook have a pretty spine? No, it does not. It's called Lee Bailey's Country Weekends, but it just stuck me in because of the 1980s food styling and photography. It's just so fascinating. There's also lots of little essays and stuff inside, and you know me, I love to read a cookbook like a regular book. Look at this. Oh, it's just such a vibe flipping through it. Now, it does have a book jacket, so you can take that off, but sadly it's just this like navy color, which is not necessarily going with the color scheme, but it's not necessarily ugly either, so I don't know. I'm gonna definitely keep the cover on for now and like browse through it around a campfire when I'm camping or something. I just love looking at cookbooks. I thought it was a fun find, but it may just go back to the thrift store after I'm done reading it, which I've been known to do. And then lastly, what we use for our drinking ware, well, my kids have water bottles, but if we're gonna sit down and drink out of cups, we just do a mixed match of nice glasses. I collect them. Some are from thrift stores, some are from like the Dollar Tree. I have some that are just mason jars. I'll save my pretty mason jars that have just like interesting markings on and stuff. So I saw this and I was like, I'm gonna get that because it's actually big enough to fit my iced lattes in, I think. I don't drink hot coffee, I love iced lattes. So why don't we actually make one? I thought the shapes here kind of were reminiscent of a honeycomb. And right now I have been in the absolute kick of a Teddy Graham iced latte. My friend reminded me of that combo and I'm just like hooked. So why don't we, in the spirit of a cozy rainy afternoon, why don't we make one? Oh no, my laundry's out on the drying rack. Oh, it's too late. stirring, I just build it out in my espresso shot glass. I will do a tablespoon of brown sugar, a tablespoon of honey, and then also a tablespoon of simple syrup, because for myself, I like 3 tablespoons of sweetness, but you could totally cut back or skip the simple syrup altogether or double up on the honey. It's totally up to you, but I always measure because that's the way you know your iced latte is gonna be amazing. You gotta measure. And then I will just brew the shot right over that. And when it's done, I'll make sure to stir it so that the brown sugar crystals can kind of dissolve, but sometimes I'll get like a little chunk here or there, and I'm not complaining. It's still really good. Okay, so our new cup that I washed, the ice, I'll just throw this straw in there. Very full glass of espresso shot and all those sweeteners. You can see there's a little brown sugar residue in the bottom there, but that's fine. Okay, and then this is 200 ml or a scant cup of milk plus a splash of cream. There we go, look at that. There's still room in the cup. I could have done a few more ice cubes. Okay, let's try this out. If an iced latte could be cozy, it's this Teddy Graham with the honey and the cinnamon. I'm not a honey girl at all, actually, but I love it like this. You don't really feel honey. You think more about the brown sugar and the cinnamon, I would say. So try it, it's really good. I had a comment one time, why are you always showing us coffees all the time? It gets old or something like that. And I'm like, I don't know, it just feels like my one way I can be hospitable to you guys. I can't really have you guys over, but I feel like drinks are a very quick, accessible way for us to both, you know, have a drink at the same time, and we can kind of feel like we are together. You know, a big full recipe is great too, but it's sometimes, you know, a quick little drink is extra fun. And I don't know, is coffee like a universal love language? Anyway, I'm gonna drink this, and then I have a Sam's Club haul I need to edit. So if you haven't watched that, go watch it, because it's not just, you don't need a Sam's Club membership to find it interesting. I'm gonna show you how I've been surviving cooking with my kitchen completely torn apart. It's harder in some ways than you would think and easier in other ways. So yeah, go watch that video. It is out already. For Inherit, not really thinking about fall, but these pieces are gonna work great for summertime right now and fall here in the future. So I want to try them on, style them for you guys, maybe summer version and fall version, just for fun. It's been a little bit since I did some fashion content and I love it. By the way, I'm talking a little bit quietly because the kids are napping. So yeah, let's try it out. Okay, so this is the Isabella, and it is available for the first time today. This is one of their very popular cuts with the higher V-neck and then the smocked waist, so it's always super flattering. I'm just gonna be putting on some open-toed sandals for the summer look. Love the flutter sleeves, and yeah, let me give you a little close-up of the print. It's like a fun neutral that's gonna transition well for fall. It's a true maxi, like look at that. It's very dramatic without being too like floofy and annoying. Has pockets. Yeah, I would say it's cool enough for summer, but also you can layer with it for fall. How about this? And then to transition it to fall, I just put on a blazer with it. I think that looks really nice. I look very dressed up for church or something. I have a bag here, and then I just swapped out the sandals for some closed-toed pumps, and it looks early fall to me. It's not too warm, but I also can add a layer to it, and it still looks really nice. And I love the cream that's in this print, so it's not quite white. So yeah, it makes it just a little more warm and fallish in my opinion. So there's the Isabella going live today. I will include links to everything down below so you can shop. And then this is the Braylon skirt. It is the perfect length to show off your shoes. And I want to show you the back of it. Here, let me put my sandals on a sec. See, cute, cute. Love it. But look at this band in the back. It's like ruched. It has elastic, which gives you a really nice fit. And I got the small so I can hike it up really high if I want to for wearing the cropped look shirts, you know? Cute. Here is a closer look of the fabric. It's like very wipeable and slippy and fully lined. Okay, and then for fall, I just have a cropped sweater on. It doesn't add a ton of warmth, but you know, you look seasonally appropriate. When it gets a little chillier, I put some cream boots on with it. and I just think it looks really pretty. Again, I can wear this crop top because the skirt can be pulled up as high as you need to. I think this look is my favorite so far. Okay, and then this one is the Fiona. I'm standing really close so you can see the neckline. It is something else. It's so pretty. It's smocked around the neckline the whole way. So it gives this really interesting vertical ruched detail that looks so nice. And this fabric, this print, is very different, I guess you could say. Almost tropical, almost tribal, almost African, but not really. You know, it's perfect from summer to fall. I really like this dress. It's no fuss, again, with the ruched waist, but we don't have the V-neck. We have that smocked neck and just straight sleeves with this one. And then this one is better for you shorter girls. It's gonna be to the floor probably on you. And then I'm wearing some blocky sandals, so it's not crazy long like the first one. There are no pockets in this one like there was on the Isabella. But very fun. Love this. The print especially is memorable, and I feel like it's very flattering. So for fall, I have to do it. The white jean jacket and then these scalloped camel heels. They're just gonna look so good with this fabric. Oh my goodness, there we go. This is like the perfect look to maybe put on a warm jacket in the evening as it gets colder or whatever, but you can still take it off and be completely comfortable and no fuss while it's still hot out during the day. So it'd be even like a great attend a wedding outfit, I think. I love it. I love this one a lot. I was surprised by it actually. So yeah, I know I'm not ready to think about fall yet, but I think it's a good time of year to think about pieces that you have that are gonna transition well into fall. And if you're purchasing anything, to think about if it's a little more versatile and you can wear it through the colder months. So yeah, I will put the links for everything down below. I love working with Inherit because if something doesn't work or doesn't fit, the return policy is impeccable and everything is really good quality. So I can vouch for that. Everything is fully lined. This dress is actually lined in black, which makes it just for some reason feel more expensive. And then of course this neckline is just, it makes it really special. So check them out. Okay, I promised you a kitchen update, so I just spent 20 minutes vacuuming my kitchen floor. The most thankless job because it doesn't even look good once it's vacuumed. But anyway, shout out to Josh and his general contracting skills. He has been having people in here pretty much every day. We've been trying to get out of the house every day and let the contractors work. Josh is doing some of it himself, but he also has professionals coming to do, like he can go do his job and do it faster, and they can come in and do their little niche job and do it faster. And at the end of the day, it just makes more sense. So he is using some other contractors for parts of it. So ripped it out on a Friday. Josh finished ripping out on a Saturday. He made the hole a little bit bigger. And then by the next week, we had plumbers coming on Monday and Tuesday. Thursday and Friday, the electrician was here. And then this past week was just drywall all week long. A guy came and helped Josh hang the drywall. And then a finisher came and he was there, was it 4 days? He kept coming every morning. And it was the most dirty part of the process by far since demo day. So yeah, we just tried to be out of the house. It was terrible. So let me show you, because next week I think it's gonna actually start looking like a room with paint and flooring going in. So let me show you. So from last week with all the dark and the wires hanging from the ceiling and stuff to now with the drywall in, it definitely makes it look a little bit more like a room. Still not really catching the vision, but Josh definitely says he can picture it. I can't decide if the space feels bigger or smaller with the wall knocked out here, but it is what it is, so we'll see. I still have my dishwasher and my sink hooked up into week 2, so that's really nice. And I have my oven over here. I have to always dust it off before I use it and all of that, so that's not been very handy. And then every time I want to cook, I have to come the whole way over here to my fridge, get what I need, bring it over to my kitchen. So it's essentially walking through 3 rooms to get things. So I'm gonna be very glad when I have my kitchen triangle back, if you know what I mean. But this is the dining area. All the drywalling is done in here. Drywalling was done in the hallway, and remember this opening, Josh knocked it out so it's bigger. We don't have a doorway into our hallway anymore. It's just like the grand foyer. No, it can't really be that because there's no vaulted ceilings, but we will be getting these doors changed out, just not this week. And then over here's the dining space. They were testing to see if they had to mud over this mural, but they decided that no, it could just be painted over and it will be fine. So that's that. I'm beginning the planning stages of my window seat. I decided I'm gonna keep it a window seat with some pretty pillows and stuff, and I'm gonna recover this window seat I upholstered this myself. Josh built the wood frame part and then I just wrapped fabric and foam around it, and it worked out great in the toy room, but we're gonna refresh it, give it new fabric. So I'm starting the research for that, looking on Etsy and different fabric stores. And then the flooring is still all the subfloor. We have to be careful like not to leave ice cubes laying on it or anything like that because it's literally just subfloor. And all the can lights are in, except this drywall guy forgot that hole. So Josh is supposed to mud it in. Wait, did you remember to do this, Josh? So Josh, who's coming next week? Painters and flooring? Or just the painter?
Oh, I'm doing the flooring, painters come end of the week.
Yeah, we're doing the flooring first because the painter, you were gonna do the painting, right? And then you decided just to have a painter come in and spray it and be really quick about it. Yeah, it's not nice having to have paint with children, like, especially with like the hallway. We have to go through the hallway to get anywhere in the house. So it'll be nice to have them come and do that all in, what, do you think one day?
Maybe a day and a half. If I have doors installed for them to paint and stuff, it'll be a day and a half.
Yeah, but since he didn't have painters lined up originally, they couldn't come until the end of the week, you know, that's still really good, I think, for contacting them and then saying they're able to come a week later. So he's gonna do the flooring a while, and then they're used to painting in like finished houses, so they'll just have to lay down drop cloths and stuff and it shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, I still have my sink and my dishwasher, which is the most exciting update of the week, I would say. I'm also dreaming and scheming what I want to do with this wall here. I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace, picked up some china like you saw. I don't know yet, TBD on that, and it can stay blank and white for a while. It's not the end of the world. Also, another decision I have to make before the painters show up, if I want to just run, like the walls are going to be White Dove by Benjamin Moore. Do I want them just to do the ceiling in White Dove as well? Or do I just use the standard ceiling paint that is throughout the house already that the painters are used to using? Like, what do I do? So yeah, I can't wait to show you guys more plans. Actually, I was thinking, I think we're gonna do a sit down when more of my pieces come in and show you my chandelier and my cushions for my bar stools when they come in, just all of those things, so you can kind of see the pieces and the vision. And I can tell you my thought process and color concepts and things that I have going on, because I haven't really shared too much about that yet because not everything was solidified, you know? But I've been doing a lot of online shopping lately. I took advantage of the July 4th sales, but with home things, you know, it's not like a 2-day delivery. It's kind of like 2 weeks often. So things are starting to come in. I'm getting shipping notifications in my email, which is always very exciting. So stay tuned for that video, a dreaming and scheming kitchen concept video. And then yeah, you'll be able to see more of my vision. Megan, of course, being a bit delusional with her beautiful flower bouquet from the farmer's market and the wires hanging everywhere. And, oh, you know, a little bit of beauty in the beast, you know? Right now I'm gonna start filming a carrot ribbon salad for my Instagram reels. So go check out my Instagram page if you wanna see what I'm doing and how it turns out. But I think that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for coming along. Check out Green Chef, use that discount. I love using Green Chef strategically, and it is so fun, delicious, and like a gift and a treat to myself and my family, of course, too. So maybe this month would be a great time to take advantage of Green Chef, and why not save some money by using my code. So I'll put all that information for you down below. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next week for a day in my life, pretty chatty vlog, and a bunch more life updates. Thank you guys for following along on this journey, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everyone.